Grab my water. All right, all right, all right. What's going on, folks? Mr. Soul Lover Man, we are back. Scoot over here. Stop that bit there. All right, hold on. Let me just get this together. All right, cool. All right, man. So today we are talking about spiritual muscle memory. Yes, today we are talking about spiritual muscle memory. So when I was doing massage therapy, one thing I remember them telling us is that the muscles, the muscles in your body hold memory, from maybe a sense of touch or something like that. Maybe somebody touched you in some kind of way, or if you, I don't know, it'll trigger like some kind of memory, and that memory is going to be attached to emotions. This could be something from years ago. How the body holds like emotions, and how your body holds like ancestral power, so to speak. You know what I mean? So I remember one time I was working on this. So I was working on this young lady when I was doing massage therapy, and when I was like working on her back, and I was, when I touched her, she had like this what they would call an emotional release. So when she had that, emotional release, they were like, I think they were like, turn the lights up a little bit, and just kind of work them through it. So that was the thing. It's like when I was doing that, when I was doing massage therapy, and they were telling us that the muscles have memory, and I'm glad that I was trained, to be able to handle that, and I think that when a lot of us go through our spiritual journey, some people call it the whatever, something of the soul, night of the soul, something like that. We our bodies and our muscles, our bodies hold this power and these ancestral memories that that'll come forth for us. And I believe that a lot of us just blah, blah, blah. A lot of us just don't know how to handle it. A lot of us just don't know how to handle it. So when we talk about our ancestors, that's in remembrance. That's in remembrance. Like your body holds a lot of power, man. You hold a lot of power. That's what I really wanted to get into. When I was talking about muscle memory and having like these emotional releases and things like that. So a lot of this stuff is in remembrance. Is in remembrance of your ancestors and trauma or lack thereof, the stuff that they went through. You may being one of these chosen generational curse breakers, so to speak. You know what I mean? Somebody who either you chose or you were chosen, to come down here and do this and do that. So that's when people talk about like ancestors, and when people talk about like ancestors and stuff like that, ancestor, remembrance, that's what they're doing. It's like they're honoring. It's like they're not some, it's not like worshiping in a sense, but it's remembering those. It's saying it's remembering those that came before us. That's the thing. Hey, how are you? So that's the thing. It's remembering those, and don't forget to subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up. So it is in remembrance of those that came before us. That's just like saying you hold a lot of power, you hold a lot of power in the fibers of your muscles and in your being, and a lot of this stuff, you sometimes, if you allow yourself to do so, you can do some amazing things. You really, 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 let's see. Yep, there we go. Yeah, so you can do some amazing things, if you allow yourself to do so. A lot of people a lot of people are just fearful, of their walk, their spiritual journey, how they look at it, the things that may happen, because a lot of folks have this, preconceived notion. It's like really everybody wants to get to heaven, nobody wants to die. That's just what that is. You know what I mean? But I guess I'm not the only one to say it's like the veil is very thin now. It's very 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 thin. So those who walk with this ancestral knowledge, this ancestral power, um, they can find themselves doing some amazing things. And a lot of what we walk through now is spiritual. We walk through. We walk down these spiritual lanes now. You know. If your mind is still wrapped up in the natural, you will be like, oh no, the world is coming to an end. What are we going to do? But if you are, if you wrap in the, it's almost like my uh guides, God, my ancestors, these are those words. They almost like wrap me, it's almost like when you're going through your journey, you're almost wrapped in this cocoon in a sense, and you go through a lot, but you get so much more. Really and truly, you get so much more. And I'm not talking about like walking down some back alley of Calcutta and working some whatever with working some back order deal with some demon. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about we're talking about your natural power. We're just talking about what is naturally inside of you. And when you see people doing these things on social media and all of this stuff, and you see people, I don't know, whatever they're claiming to be. I don't get into that. I just let people be. Let people be who they are. Let them do what they're gonna do. And I've been called a lot of different things, but hey, it's not what they call you, but it's what you answer to, so to speak. But um, and it's what you wake up believing. So it's and that's the important thing. It's the important thing is you waking up. Important thing is you knowing, tried and true, who you are, and knowing that you have these amazing and infinite possibilities to call in. You have these amazing and magnificent and infinite ways to call in, like so many different things. And it's kind of crazy these days that you. It's almost like it's almost like if you have a great feeling about something, like if you wake up smiling in your house and somebody looks at you like, what you smiling for? Like nah, I gotta get away from these demons. This ain't it, man. Like for real. Like no, because you put in too much work, too much time, too much effort to be where you are. A lot of people out here are just miserable for the decisions that they made or lack thereof. But when you see life, you see so many different things. You're like, you know what? I'm going to, I'm 10 toes down, man. I'm just focused, on doing what it is that I need to do moving forward, and that is just what that is. And today we're talking about, I think we're talking about like spiritual muscle memory, something like that. How the muscles hold memory, and the muscles, your body holds so much power, so much to tap into. Yes, the law of inevitability. Some things are inevitable. It's almost like I was watching this video, and you know how those videos that have been popping up and they say, hey, pick a power, or which do you want, this or that. And one of them said, you have the power to know like every positive outcome, and you choose something and you go with it, and it's like you're feeling greater things now more than ever. Seriously, you should be, you're feeling now greater things are coming, greater things are here. And this is just for you, this is just naturally your law of the land. People who look at you sideways have always looked at you sideways and be like, something wrong with them. Like you're not bothering anybody. All you're doing is just, you're living your life. That's all it is that you're doing. That's all you're not trying, you're doing. You're just living your life. Somebody sees it and you're just in the office, wherever you are, somebody sees it and it's like instant hate. Because I don't know. I saw one video, one young lady, she was in the office and they had a whole meeting around her just because she didn't want to get caught up in the drama. Or she's just like, well, no, I don't have to speak. If you don't speak to me, I don't speak to you. That's just what that is. So if you're like, hey, good morning, hey, good morning, hey, how are you? It's nothing is that's not a that's not a bad thing at all. I can do that in my sleep. Seriously. But like she was saying, like, these people don't speak to her. She said, I don't get paid to come here, and you don't say anything. I'm not gonna say anything to you. It's like they call that a hostile work environment. But they like to flip it and put it on you like you're the problem and you're not. You never been a problem. Most of the time you just want to go in, do what you got to do, and go on about your business, man. And not worried about all that nonsense and that stupidity. People are crazy out here, man. Like for real. But anyway, you were just born with this supernatural foresight, this whatever you want to call it, and you've had it and you never quite known what to do with it, but now you're figuring that out. You're figuring that there's never been anything wrong with you. There's never been anything wrong with you. Now, the people around you that the people around you that just kind of succumb and that just kind of go with the system and that just go with the plan, and you're like, man, look, buck the system. I'm going over here. I'm going to go over here, and I'm gonna go over here, and I'm going to do me. Seriously, it's like everybody. You're getting up, you're going, you're working out. You're just doing stuff different. You're doing things. You're going beyond. You're going beyond. It's almost like you're getting ready for something in principle that you always knew that was coming. That's just naturally what that is. It's like you are getting ready for something in principle that you always knew was coming. You always knew it there. You always, it's like you've been hearing about it for years. People get excited when their favorite artist is coming to town. They find the money, even though people say, oh, it's tough out here, blah blah blah. But those the football stadiums are filled. Um, the concerts are filled, so I don't know. Seriously, so I don't know, but But anyway, you are spiritual royalty. You're spiritual magnificence, and you might have you're bound by a different set of rules. I'll say that you are bound by a very much so different set of rules. Your rules bend reality. Seriously, your rules bend reality. Just a thought, just a thought, just a whatever, changes things, changes people's perceptions around you, in great and unimaginative ways. And that's just naturally what that is, man. And a lot of times people look at you, they look at you, it's just different. And they see you as, um, I don't know. They just probably see you as, they don't know how they see you. But anyway, they always knew that something was different about you. Let's just, let's just leave that at that. It's like they always knew that, um, what did I say? Perception is reality. They always knew that something was very much so different about you. Like something about you was just very surreal. You know what I mean? It's almost like you were just in a different stuff. Sometimes, a lot of times, you weren't feeling the vibe. Um, you were good playing your video games or reading your comic books or whatever it is that you did, or writing or drawing, maybe you were into the arts or something like that. You know what I mean? So you're great. You're great. You're good and you're solid. And you're solid too. When you need to be around people, you can go. You can go and do that. Seriously. But but we're talking about like spiritual muscle memories. Like your body holds so many secrets, so many divine secrets that are really even yet to be uncoded, even the level that you're at right now. Because you continue to unwrap, you continue to unwind, you continue to break through. There's always a part in history where certain groups are ahead of the pack, because of wars or rules that are made in society, and other groups are made to be behind. But for you, you're able to just catch up like really fast and move past these people and get into the rooms that they're in. And you're like, and they're looking like, where you're on the list, but they still look at you a little differently. Like, oh, well, who did you know? And blah 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 blah. And it's like, oh, I came with a group of people, but hey, that's here nor there. I'm here. I'm such and such. Nice to meet you. You know what I'm saying? So, God knows. Basically, you're coming to a coming out party. Uh, okay, we're good. Yeah, so you're coming to a coming out party. That's what it is. You are coming to a coming out party. It is time for you. Hey, how are you, Virgo Goddess? How are you? So yeah, it's time for your coming out party. It's time for you to go deep into your wardrobe and get something new, to get something nice, to put something on, to doll yourself up, to go out there to treat yourself. Because you got some. I'm getting that song. You got high hopes. You're about to change some things up. You're about to shake some things up. You're about to go out there and break the law of probability. Yes, little you from little wherever, with your whatever degree and whatever. Yes. So, for you, the time is now. The time. You've been wondering, you've been waiting. So for you, the time is like right now. Like seriously. Yep. So you're about to break old habits. You're about to break bad habits. You're about to shatter what is your reality. You're about to start grooming yourself into new probabilities, into things that are just very much so unimaginative. You are going to start to get yourself up, and you're going to start to get yourself into new cycles. You are going to start to make yourself available right now. You're doing this today. This isn't yesterday or the day before. You're making yourself available now. And don't forget to subscribe, folks, wherever you're watching this. So you are making yourself available now. New contracts. They have yet to behold who you are. You are a whole show. You are a whole show. Like when I tell you you're a whole show, you are a whole vibe. Sometimes you feel like, the people that you need are coming, and the people that are coming are going to have staying power. The people that are going to have staying power with you, these people are going to get righteously paid. The people that passed up on the opportunity, this is a one-time deal. When you sit down at the table, there is no, that the negotiations are here and now. We need to get this done. If it's not done, the next people are going to have to come through. That's just what it is. And then they're going to look and they're going to shoot themselves. A lot of people. I was watching this movie, and this guy went to this boardroom, and the I guess one of the main guys up there, he said, I had to fire a lot of people because of you. And these guys, oh, I'm sorry. He said, no, you're not sorry. Said the reason why you're not sorry is because we're sitting here talking, and you did something that they could not do. You did something amazingly that they could not do. That's why you're here and they're not. And that's just what they are. I see people, I see you moving in, and I see people packing boxes. That's what it is. You're a whole floor. People are going to be like, people are going to be floored by you, like really and truly. You are, I see you. You're more key. I see the headlines. People are going to be. You bring hope. You bring excitement. You bring joy. You bring that passion. That has been missing in a lot of different places, in a lot of different ways. So you bring that. You bring that joy. I left my other water in the room, I think. It's okay. Yeah, but you bring all of that. You bring all of that and then some. You really and truly do. Yeah. So you bring all of that and then some. Because you are all of that and then some. You're going to be amazed by just the thoughts in your head, how that starts to conjure, manifest, bring things into fruition for your life. You know, you it's just always been something very different about you. You are the sounding board. You are very much so the sounding board. You are. You are the now. You are the reincarnation of the greatness that came before you. Those that they came close. They were good, but they're not. They were good. Don't get me wrong. They were good, but they can't. It's almost like they couldn't light a candle to you, but everything that they had is inside of you. Everything that they had is inside of you. So, and you know that in the now, and the heat of the moments, and because you come with great passion, you come with great ideas, and all of these things. You come with this amazing boardroom material, how you can go and you can light up the crowd, and say what you need to say, and do it so unapologetically, and just say what you have to say, and get off the stage, and go about your day. Seriously. So you're up. I'm not say you're up next. You're up now. Your time is now. Your time is now. That the energy, the vision is now. It's like I just see like I see like stacks of stuff, money and opportunity and advance, and I see it stacked, and I see it stacked to the Himalayas. I see it stacked around you. I see it stacked for you. This is your calling. This is your destiny. Yep, like somebody just said, yes, it is. Now is your time. Now is your time. It's gonna, man. I'm telling you, it's gonna feel surreal. Of course. Well, we're not worried about people that's not gonna be happy. Screw them. But for real, it is our time, man. And yeah, it's been a lot of shifts around you. There's been a lot of tough times. I get it. I've been there. So, yeah. So there's been a lot of tough times. But yeah, man. It's like their vision lacked the glory, but your vision lacks nothing. You are gonna want for nothing. Best travel, best hotel, um, just great memories of, man, and enjoy it, because you've been, you've been mentally preparing yourself. Things that are beneath you, you check out so fast. It's almost like if you go into a hotel, and in that whole, you go to this crappy motel and you're like, nah, I'm good. You check out and you go, you go to this five. It's almost like, you're a 5-star hotel rating. You're the person that they book to come in because they want people. They need people. You know, you're the head. You're the marquee. That's just, your life is your life is filled with grace. Your life is filled with grace. Your life is filled with gratefulness. This is what you would want to blatantly call your destiny. Your destiny is now calling you out. This is profound. A lot of people call today, your destiny is calling you out. Like, seriously, I feel a charge just being led by the Holy Spirit. It's like your destiny is calling you out. You cannot run from this because it is running to you, and it's gonna run straight into you. I know people are speaking doom and gloom, and if that's what they want to see, let them see it. Let them go through what they've brought other people to. They deserve that, but we deserve so much more. We deserve greater, and that's just what that is. You stand 10 toes down, and it looks like when you stand up, even though it looks like you're, it it looks like and it feels like you stand 10 feet tall. Seriously. And what it is that you do. You're the glue that holds it all together, man. You are that glue. You're that glue that really and truly holds it. You're that glue that holds it all together. And this time they are, in this time and this seasons moving forward, they're not going to be able to deny you. That's the thing. They're not going to be able to deny. They're not going to be able to not have. They're going to have to see you. Those people from your past, they're gonna have to see you. They're gonna, like, oh, well, that's such and such. I used to babysit them, or whatever. Like, yeah, they said, man, listen, I want to say something, but I'm gonna leave that alone. Babies leave that. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, it's a clear path for you now. It is a clear path. The path is open. The path is wide open. I left my water. It's cool. Damn it. Yeah, but the path is. It's go getter season. It's time. It's time. It's been time. It's been time, man. It's time for you to be around the revelations of greatness. It is time for that. It's not time to go back. It's oh no, yeah, it's all good. Yeah, so it's you know what I mean? It's just it is people are like, I don't know, they're just gonna ask like, man, where have you been? Like, where have you been? Like, man, you see what's going on out here? Like, they're gonna look. It's up when you show up. It's almost like they're gonna look at you like you're, I don't know, some kind of superhero. You know what I mean? Not like some ordinary. We're not talking about. We're going into different times with social media and you know, uh, people who are known and all that. Things are changing. You're a part of that wave. Your wave is a little. Your wave is different though. Your wave is very much so different. Like you can say things, see things. Just you're gonna be a part of stuff. Like really, really and truly, like you are going to be like your mind is so uh you think in realms, man. That's how you think you think out of this world. There is no box that they can put you in. That's the thing. they're like you're a creative for the creatives. You're a creative. You're a creative. You're a creative for the creatives. You know what I mean? Like your stuff. When you're man, your stuff is gonna be in museums after you're gone. Like seriously, it's gonna be, people trying to do knockoffs and this and that. But it's like your art and it's like your art, your artistic value is so like through the roof, through the stratosphere, through the I mean the stretch. There we go. Yeah, through the heavens, man. Yeah. So it's like your artistic value is just like you're not going through breakthroughs. You're going through breakouts. It's like it's like those movies with Sylvester. It's like that Prison Break show. It's almost like they put you in the middle of it. The lights go out, lights come on. You're gone. You're vanished. Like, and everybody's just like, "How? Where did they go?" So I hope people are really going to enjoy your time and all of that good stuff. So, but your value is rare. I'll leave you with that. Your value is so 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 rare. I didn't even think I was gonna go live today, but anyway, here we go. But yeah, so don't forget to subscribe, folks, wherever you are and all of that good stuff. But your value is very 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 rare. You know, um, So new streams of income and new denominations. I'll leave you with that also. So it's I'll say new streams of income and new denominations. So for you, the cat is out of the bag. The cat is. How am I doing that? The cat is out of the bag. It's like the winds are going to take you all over the world and back again. You're going to be unimaginatively blessed in your life moving forward. It's almost like you're going to be living 10 lifetimes going forward, doing all of the things that so like really and truly, like things for you about blah, blah. Things for you are about to go to the extreme of the extremes. Like not in bad ways. I'm not saying in bad ways, but things for you getting counted all joy. Because things are about to um things aren't just looking. You're about to be booked up. There you go. Cool. So you're about to be booked up. Don't know what your business is. Don't need to know, but you're about to really and truly be booked up. You are about to ceremoniously be booked up. Like seriously. They may be naming streets after you, the keys to the city and all of that good stuff. It's like just being in your presence changes the trajectory of people's lives. You know how much power that is? And it's like you just do these things effortlessly. You show up. Even if you're watching this now or whenever it is that you're watching this, just know that um, I think we was having like spiritual muscle memory and all that. And then I just kind of went off on a tangent as I usually do. But yeah, man, you know, a lot of this stuff, I don't know. It's almost like a lot of. I don't know if It's not going to catch you by surprise, but it's going to catch a lot of people off guard because they just weren't expecting it. You know, but you've been waiting for a while though. That you really. What is going on, Miss Celestial Conjure? How are you? So yeah, but you've been waiting for a while, but this stuff is just your power now is off the charts. The revelations that you've been getting is off the charts, man. Like for real. Your dreams, the stuff that you've been in the astral, you can actually, it's almost like, it's so surreal. It's almost, you can pull that stuff off of, it's almost like you put picking an apple or, I don't know, some fruit off of a tree and you can hold it now in your hands. That's how valuable it is. That's how valued you are. But getting some kind of a major breakthrough is coming for you. You may be someone who has like products or something like that. Just prepare for your stuff to be on like shelves, like major shelves. Like in these shopping centers and stuff. Walmart. You know what I mean? Like for real. And if you don't have an Etsy page, probably go start one of those too. But yeah, those so the chains have been broken. The momentum is now in your the momentum now is in your favor. So the momentum, I just heard like a motorbike and the engine was revving. So your engine is going, man. You got this. You know how you can walk in certain places and you can see the ceiling. The ceiling is kind of low. You can say like, oh, if I worked here, I would only get so far. But your ceiling is just like way up there, way out there. And I'm telling you, it's all gonna make sense. It's all gonna start to make sense to you. All gonna make sense. It's again, your value is supersedingly overly abundant. Just remember that. Don't ever, moving forward, don't sell yourself short. Like for real. Don't sell yourself short. So you hold knowledge of ancient beings and deities and lost civilizations, and I think we were talking about like spiritual um oh, we were talking like spiritual muscle memory and all that stuff. So you hold all of that stuff inside of you. So it's like the ripple effects of your ancestors are calling out and crying out, and it's time for you to go out and like really put in work. That's why you can feel how some things are just very much so temporary in your life, and you're like, yeah, I'll just go through this for a few weeks, and it's off to the next thing. So seriously, but yeah. So again, to reiterate, booked and busy, um, magnanimously important, someone who um you can tap in and feel the rhythm of things. You can say like, oh no, this isn't going anywhere. Sitting down at different tables, working out different deals. Yeah, so just a lot of great unimaginative things that are coming your way, and that is going to be happening not just to you but for you for a long time to come. So this isn't just like, oh, I'm having the best year of my life. No, you're going to be having the best years of your life. Seriously. Rewarded rewarded for what you've been through, how you handled it, not giving up, not totally giving up. A lot of times I wanted to just like, yeah, that's saying it. But yeah, okay. So yeah, all of that, man. All of that, all of that, all of that. Very much so popular by the man. Very much so. Let's just say you have a higher calling. You have a very much so varied and higher calling in and on your life. I remember that poem by Maya Angelou where she was saying, she said something about she was breathing in and out, in and out of time. So your time is it's like out with the old, in with the new. You know what I mean? It's like lot of great newness coming forth. You know, a lot of pop in your collar. A lot of pop in your collar. But hey, be humble, be happy, be joyous, and be on one accord. So I've been on there for 40 minutes. But yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know. I see someone who has healing hands. Like, so I'm thinking of like the Karate Kid, Mr. Miyagi. And yeah, it's very interesting. Let's see. But yeah, man. Cool. I think I really had to get that out. But all right. Yeah, but that's pretty much all I had. Don't forget to follow, folks. I'll be back on here tomorrow in the morning and all of that good stuff. So yeah, but just a lot of immense new possibilities are coming. Like a lot of immense new possibilities. So very much so joy coming to the morning. So for you, this is a new day. Congratulations. Guess this has kind of been your orientation, in a sense. We'll focus more on that tomorrow. But all right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining me. And as always, I'm out this peace. Peace. Oh my goodness. Let's see.